Hi, I'm Anton Chitty and I just want to spend a few moments showing how to replace a cutter on the RS-200. We've got two items here. We have the RS-200 high-speed adapter with the motor and cutter assembly in the end, and with a cutter replacement jig. I'm just going to put this to one side, and to remove the motor we turn this end retaining nut about 9 times. I put a white dot on the end to show you this. So I'm just going to turn that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I'm going to put that to one side. The motor assembly pulls out the end of the high-speed adapter. And then the jig, I'll bring this over and you can see the jig has a little square drive in the end here and a little metal plate to put the end of the motor in. So remove the square drive, place the motor gently in the jig so that the end of the motor engages with the bracket. You can see that clearly there. Make sure that's in place, and then make sure as you push this in the square drive fully engages with the back of the motor. Then we're going to gently turn this. You maybe turn it 1 turn and the cutter should now pull out the end of the motor easily. There we go. So you should replace a cutter every hole you drill. In this case I'm just going to put this cutter back, so place it into the motor and push it fully home. And I feel that engage fully into the motor. Next stage is to tighten it up. Now make sure the square drive is fully engaged in the back of the motor and then gently turn it with finger tightness only. When you feel it a little bit resistance, just turn it a little bit more, and that is all that it needs. It is very, very easy to over tighten and damage the square drive and or the motor. So I'm just going to show that again. So I'm going to loosen and then I'm going to retighten this, making sure it's fully engaged. Little tweak and it's done. This is the new torque limiting cutter replacement jig. It has a couple of features that make it easy to use. One is that this is sprung loaded, so that the square drive here will insert into the back of the motor automatically. And the second is this movable collar and a couple of marks on the body of the main jig, the white alignment start point and the red alignment end point. So to use this jig we simply pull this back and hold it, place the motor so that the end of the motor slots into the plate there, and then gently allow this to go onto the back of the motor and you can see it click into place. So to remove the cutter, or in this case I have the alignment piece, I just loosen the collet by about a turn and the cutter should pull out easily and smoothly. You would then replace the cutter for every hole that you drill, or the alignment piece if you're doing some adjustments, and push this gently into the back of the motor and you'll feel it fully engage against the back of the collet. And then to tighten, we just turn this until you just feel resistance. And then, really importantly, we turn this collar until the white mark aligns with the white start point, and then turn the knurled knob until the white mark gets to the red, and then gently release, pull this back, and then you can take the motor out and place it into the high-speed adapter. We now have to put the motor back into the high-speed adapter, and you notice here there's an air hole at the top here. This air hole must fully engage with the air tube to feed the motor. And the easiest way to do that, let's bring the adapter back over. I'm going to put this in the end and I'm going to gently turn the motor assembly until I feel it engage with the air pipe. And there we go, that is now fully engaged. And now I can put the retaining nut back on, once again around 9 turns to tighten that up. So I'm going to turn that until it just gets to the end, so I can just start feeling resistance. And then when I feel resistance, again, gentle finger pressure, just turn it so that nips the motor in place. That motor is now firmly in position and we're now ready to reassemble this into the RS-200 tripod, ready to drill another hole. If you have any problems removing the cutter, you can remove the collet from the back of the motor. You can see the motor's in the jig here, and I'm going to remove the collet by turning the knurled nut until I feel and hear a click. There we go. That means the thread of the collet is completely removed from the back of the motor. I can now take the motor out of the jig and I can tip the collet out of the back of the motor, and I can inspect it for any grease, oil or contamination. And if there is, we can ultrasonically clean it or use an aerosol degreaser. The cutter or the alignment piece that is supplied with the motor should slide in and out without any issue at all. That should be completely free to move. Once it's clean, you're happy with it, you can place it back into the back of the motor and drop the motor into the jig, and then we can retighten the collet gently, making sure the square drive is completely engaged in the back of the motor, and then turn. And when you feel a little bit of resistance, we can then back off slightly, make sure the cutter or the alignment piece is pushed well into the back of the motor, and then finally do the little tightening. And there we go, ready to store it or to do a further drill. Just note that you should never tighten the collet without the alignment piece or a cutter in the motor, because you will damage the collet. So make sure that when you store it, that you put a new cutter or the alignment piece back in. Just tighten it up finger tight, and then it will be safe for use on the next drill.